Lubba da Monkey is helping out. Well, fantastic. I like that a lot. A little bit later on, by the way, our own Bill Squire is going to be talking to Tyler Stewart of the Bare Naked Ladies. More than 6, but fewer than 10 minutes with the Bare Naked Ladies, who are going to be playing Blossom. Is that correct?
Yes,
Blossom on
Friday
night with Delamitri.
When I did this interview, I still had a girlfriend.
Yeah, this was a few weeks back.
Yeah, this is back in May.
Delamitri and who? Fastball or one of those 90s bands?
5 for Fighting.
5 for Fighting. Mm-hmm. All right. And the show is going to be out at Blossom on Friday night, and Bill's a big Bare Naked Ladies fan. So I said, well, you talk to him. And so we will hear that shortly. Also hear a brand new Poundcake sports break a little bit later on. But as we close our trio of my colleagues' rants, Bill, 1 out of 5 on Oppenheimer. Mary got screwed with the $400 VIP package
Great
at
concert,
Fallout
though.
Boy. The concert, 5 out of 5?
10 out of 10. Oh, out of 5? 8 out of 8.
Well,
out of 5.
I think it's the same, right? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no.
10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, however you want to do it.
Whoever's responsible for the VIP sucked.
Right.
Fall Out Boy, fantastic.
And finally, our own Cody Allen, helpful Poundcake Brown, has his own concern about something.
Yes, I was very annoyed, and everyone else was ranting, and I felt left out. So Sunday, I went grocery shopping because I'm trying to make better choices, trying to eat healthier, trying to drop some pounds. And, I just go to the vegetable aisle, the lettuce. I grabbed, some salad, unopened. So this was Sunday.
This is a bagged salad.
Bagged salad, but I could either eat it with a salad, or I could just use the lettuce as a chicken wrap or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I mix it up, but regardless, this was unopened since Sunday, and the expiration date I think was or it didn't even really have. It said Best Buy, so that's not necessarily an expiration date. It's just saying it's Best Buy this date.
It's a suggestion.
Yeah, so I think the expiration date, the Best Buy was the 18th, so that was yesterday. Why do I open it today? Because I used the other lettuce that I had. I open it today, and it's brown and it's soggy, and it was unopened. Why does lettuce go bad so fast? That's really annoying and
you gotta
very
know,
wasteful.
Again, all I would say is, just as Mary is coming late to you're always getting ripped off with the VIP passes. Bagged salads, man, you have maybe 18 hours on those. I mean, I'm serious. We go through a lot of bagged salads at Casa Cox, and when you get them, you cannot let them sit. I don't care if they're in the crisper. I don't care. Those things are not airtight. And if you're going to get a bagged salad, you better be eating it either for dinner or for lunch the next day. It's a ticking time bomb when you put one of those in because they're not cheap.
No.
And I would venture that most people give them more time than they should, and then they pull them out and throw them right in the garbage.
It's really a toss-up, though.
They get all slimy and gross.
For sure.
It's really a toss-up because I've had, the actual shredded lettuce that's used for, tacos or wraps or whatever you want to do with them. And sometimes those last a bit longer. But this one was actual salad that it had, the little croutons in there and the Caesar salad or whatever. So I feel like that would be a lot crispier than it was. But no, it was brown.
No, because what will happen is the croutons will absorb the moisture from the vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have soggy.
But they're in a separate bag.
Oh, a separate bag.
Separately bagged. So I was even more. But yeah, didn't even open them. I guess they're not airtight. But
those are $11 too, right? Like a bag salad.
I think my boyfriend bought it. But still.
Well, what are you complaining for?
Because had I bought it, I would have been really.
Had I bought it. So you're co-opting his financial pain.
Had you bought Mary's VIP thing, you'd been really mad about that too.
Had Poundcake seen Oppenheimer, he wouldn't have known who he was, and he would have loved the movie.
But Mary's
Imagine if they
situation-
did a movie in IMAX about Frederick Delano Roosevelt. Think about that.
Heard that on the way down.
Poundcake would have been really upset about that.
But Mary's situation, I understand that that's very aggravating for her, but I can't even fathom that happening to me because that's so out of my frame of thinking. I would never buy, again, Celine Dion, I knew I was going to go to that concert, but it was a fluke that I got floor seats. I was perfectly fine with being in the building and having those nosebleed seats because I had to see her. She's one of my last living legends that still performs. So I didn't care. I got lucky. With Ariana Grande, I wanted to see her, still had nosebleeds. I don't think I could splurge. I don't have that type of money. And because of situations like what Mary experienced, I don't have anything tangible to remember. I didn't eat anything. I didn't drink anything for free. The picture, I didn't get a picture. And the toys, I'll lose those.
Yeah, they are toys. You know what it very much felt like? It felt like when you take your kid to the arcade and you spend $200 and they come home with a Chinese finger trap.
It's
and I'm
the
like, that's
the
exactly
goodie
what
bag
it is.
that your kid gets at a birthday party.
Yeah.
And it goes right in the garbage on your way out of the venue.
Yeah, when I spend that type of money, I have to justify it in my brain. Otherwise, I can't. My brain won't let me spend it. As weird as that sounds, I have to justify it to myself. A vacation, I'm like, Cody, you don't go anywhere. You're poor. Like, you have a hookup with your your friends are putting you up. You deserve a vacation. And if I justify it in my head, I can do it. But that, because I grew up poor and I never got to go to any concerts.
Well, so did Mary. But the point is that she's in a position where she could splurge on a couple of shows, and so she did. And I think anybody would do that. I'm just
for
saying.
your two favorite artists.
Right. All I'm saying is
I
that
would do it if it was meet and greet.
if there's no meet and greet, it's always a ripoff.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
sometimes it's a ripoff with the meet and greet because it's like it's an assembly line because there's so many people. They just dip their head in. Quick thing, people who've never gone to a meet and greet before, they think they're going to be standing around with the band rather, and chopping it up. It's like, no, they're going to come in, say hi, shake your hand, and
Wayne's
they are
World.
out. Exactly.
Yeah, I have to make it worth it for myself. I'm like, I need 2 free drinks. Like, at least I need some drink tickets. I need a bathroom. I want, a guided walk through the park. I want to, get on the golf cart. Like, I need things to make it okay in my mind. Otherwise, I can't do it. So maybe.
Well, your
maybe I'll
ROI on
change.
experiences is always going to be better than one on things.
Yeah,
So,
and that's how I justify it. I'm like, I can fly Spirit if I'm staying a week somewhere. I think Frontier and Spirit are the only American Airlines, but I don't think I paid for those tickets either. That was to Jamaica. But
So you're upset about a lot of things that you haven't spent money on.
No, I'm happy that I didn't spend the money on those things because I still got my experience for cheap. Like Spirit, anytime I fly somewhere to visit my friends, it's usually on Spirit or Frontier, the 2 cheapest airlines. Anytime I fly American Airlines or United or whatever, I think they're the same company. Someone else has probably bought that ticket, or we got it at a discount, and I'm riding with someone.
Alan, on the subject of bag salads, think of the time it takes to process those. They are already old once they hit the store.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, we grow cabbage and lettuce in our garden. So it's like, but if you want like a bag with like arugula and all this different stuff in it, they're not cheap, but you cannot let those sit.
When we were texting earlier today, because I didn't have any service last night, so Bill texted the group chat, and it was like, Oppenheimer sucked. And then this morning, I text back to the group chat, and I was like, I also would like to complain on air today. And then Cody was like, yeah, why let us go bad so fast? And I was like, I lost $400. Bill lost 3 hours of his life. Now that we know, Cody got this lettuce for free.
But also, his is the most relatable.
I guess.
Why does lettuce go bad so quickly? Just buy a head of lettuce, put it in a gallon Ziploc, and you're good to go. Now, there's zero nutritional value to it, but, get a thing of spinach, seal it up. You take the bag salad out, put it in a Ziploc bag, and seal it up. Ron and Willoughby, Alan, the good classic good news, bad news. Let Bill know the good news that Bare Naked Ladies concert film is coming. The bad news is it's being directed by Christopher Nolan. Well, you won't hear any.
As soon as they start singing, he's going to go, a boom.
Yeah, you won't hear any of the onstage patter in the Christopher Nolan.
It's been.
That was the other thing I wanted to say that I loved about Fall Out Boy. They played 28 songs last night.
Yeah, when their songs are all 2.5 minutes long, you can do that.
Well, their songs are like usually between 3 and 4, which is great. But remember Rise Against, who played 8 songs in 2 hours?
Talk a lot.
So that's what I loved. Is
Rise
that
Against is an inherently political band.
They're
and so
annoying.
you're going to get a lot with that. But
But
Fall Out Boy's there to have a good time.
Yeah, they would go like 6 songs, break, say a couple things, little back and forth, yada, yada, 7 more songs, break. Hey, here we're doing this. We're going to do a piano set. The longest amount of time being spoken was before Patrick did his piano set. And that was maybe 3 minutes.
Did they
It's
say anything
why... What?
Did they say anything about meeting me in 2004 in
No,
Columbus?
they don't like you.
They don't. You don't know that.
Did they say anything about meeting me?
In 2004 in Columbus when they were opening for Mest.
Yeah, they're messed. That's why I love 80s live metal albums because the patter in between is just about heavy metal, right?
Yeah.
I was mowing the lawn last weekend, or I forget when it was. With all the rain we were getting, I felt like I was mowing my friggin' lawn every 48 hours. But I was mowing the lawn one day, and I was listening to Judas Priest live. This is from the late 80s, I think. And Rob Halford, who's been on this show many times over the years, and I love him to death, big Judas Priest fan. But his patter in between is all about the metal, and it's all very reptile brain. There's no subtext. It's a lot of like telling you what the next song is.
Yeah.
This is a song off of a Disturbing the Peace album called.
Yeah.
You know, and then they launch it and everybody goes nuts. And then they play the song. And then there's like a little bit of, you know, they have a song called Breaking the Law, obviously.
Breaking the law.
That's right. And going into Breaking the Law, he's like, oh, how you metal maniacs do. And everybody goes crazy. And he goes, here's one you might remember. It's called Breaking the What?
Yeah,
and everybody
that's
goes,
great.
oh, Breaking the What?
I love that.
That's what it should
stupid,
be.
Yeah.
but I love it. Just telling
It's
you
on
what
topic.
the song. Here's a song for you might remember. Like everybody there knows every song, and so they're just toying with them. Here's a song you might remember
love
from
that.
1985. Breaking the What? And they go the law. Breaking the what?
My complaint
I love
about
The sugar, we're going what?
down. We're going down.
Thanks for the what? Not memories. Thanks for the what?
Dance. What?
Um,
And those are the songs I know.
the
love
complaint I will say about the live performance, Pete Wentz is a weirdo, dude. I don't know what his deal is.
You know you have an ugly band when Pete Wentz is the heartthrob.
He
by the
grew his
way.
hair out, so he's got his long Jesus hair. Most of the concert, he just wore like a big, giant, like down to his knees hoodie
Like a garbage
with
bag.
the hood up and just stood still and played. And if he did move, he would just kind of like saunter around. He wasn't like rocking out at all. And then when he would get on the mic, this man has been in bands for what, 30 years?
Long time.
He kept his hand over the top of the microphone and he would talk like this into the mic.
You're the Eliza Schlesinger.
But I'm like, dude, you've been in bands your
Probably not
whole
him.
life.
It's probably like a body double.
Okay.
Or AI.
A body double.
Probably
I'm like-
wasn't him.
Pete Wentz is the guy who discovered BB Rexa.
Yeah?
He had a side project years ago,
He had
and
a
he
side
needed a
piece.
singer, and he picked BB Rexa out of obscurity, and then she went on to do her own thing.
Well, he didn't know how to use the microphone. He'd be like, we released our first album 20 years ago. Sir. And then the one time he adjusted, he like moved his hand down, said a sentence, and then has put his hand right back over the top. And I'm like, what are you doing? Are you being a weirdo on purpose? Because you're annoying me, you know? But
If only he had
That caught me off
known
guard.
that he was annoying a VIP ticket holder.
What's the drummer's name?
Joe is the other guitarist. I don't think I know the
Andy, I
drummer's
think,
name.
is the drummer.
Because he's the one that my friend was friends with, and that's why I met them. And I remember him
Yeah, Andy Hurley.
being like a skinny little nerdy dude, and now he's like he looked really good behind the drums.
Yeah.
He looked
Well,
kind of jacked.
So I asked Brian.
The drummer is the most like metal dude out of all of them.
Yes.
He was in like a metal thing with like like some dudes from Anthrax. I forget what the project was called, but he's like a metal dude.
I
So
asked
part
Brian,
of him's just got to just die playing for that band.
No, he's having fun. He's
Well,
making
he's,
lots and
he's
lots
a
and
millionaire,
lots of
of
money.
course. But also there's a
And
part of you that
pop
goes,
punk
Jesus.
is not hard to play.
No,
so,
I know, but it's you got to have stamina, and it's
I asked Brian, I was like, why? And other than you, Ellen, I asked Brian, I was like, why do most drummers look like you? Why are drummers all tatted up, sitting shirtless behind a drum kit? He goes, I don't know, man. It's just like what we do. I was like, I feel like all of this type of like.
Well, you
any
get hot.
pop punk-
You're the one right under the lights.
Yeah.
That's why they all have fans. You're doing cardio the whole time,
But they're all tatted. I feel like drummers always have the shirt off and are always covered in tattoos. Or maybe that's just band guys in general.
Probably
I'm-
band guys in general.
I'm
yeah.
focusing on drummers now more than I'm with Brian. I've never paid attention to a drummer before I was with him.
Well, Hurley's the only one who stayed straight edge, by the way. Fall Out Boy for a while, like early on, was a straight edge band, and I think he's the only one who stayed in it.
Yeah.
So when they get him talking about stuff, he's like, people who kill animals should get the death penalty, that kind of stuff.
Well, it was a great show.
contains the word law. That's what you want. The regular ones. This one contains the word law in it. It also contains the word breaking. It also contains the word the. Oh, what a great band. Well, anyway. Hey, Kelly.
Yes.
What's going on, Kelly?
Hi. I want to apologize to Mary because I wanted to warn her yesterday about the VIP package she purchased because I used to work there and I know exactly where she was at and I know.
Oh, good for you.
Bad for Mary. I really wanted to warn her, but I didn't want to, rain on her parade.
You should have warned me. I would have sold my ticket and bought a pit pass.
But
This is
I
your
knew
fault,
that you
Kelly.
love the band. It's all my. Hey, believe me. I wanted to warn you, but you look so good, and your black lipstick, and you're all dressed up. You look so awesome, and you were so excited, and I didn't want to, show you the light of how that fucking place works.
Thank you. All right, there you go. I've got to take a break here. Breaking the what? The dump button. Breaking the what?
FCC regulations.
Breaking the what?
FCC regulations.